Hello, guys. Listen, every time I need to do Zoom, it does not want to work. It never works. But I'm bringing everybody in. Hello. I don't know. My Zoom never works. Okay. I decided to restart my computer right before we started. So, yeah, that's what happened. But hello. I'm excited. Today is a vision board party, and we are about to walk through what the Lord gave me for vision. Now, we were supposed to do this vision board party in January, but I had COVID, and then I got RSV. But Jasmine said I was going to start off you. We were supposed to do, okay, I'm going to tell y'all. Let me turn this down. I heard the Lord on December 1st. He said the word was run, as y'all can see by the emojis and the subjects. He said on December 31st, he said, it's time to run. And we know Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision, make it plain so you can run with it. So I heard him say, run. And then the next day, I had COVID. And then the next month, so the Lord was basically telling me that it was time for us to start to run with what he has given us. Like, y'all, the things that I have been seeing, what I have been hearing the Lord, like, I don't know if y'all, I pray as we go through this word, y'all understand what God is trying to get to us. And I'm gonna just put this out there right now. Don't be like me, because in the beginning of my journey, I was like, I say this all the time, I was one of those people where I was like, maybe God is just gonna make it happen, and it's just gonna come out the sky, and God is an almighty, powerful God, and what he's told me to do, it's just gonna happen. And it's a balance of that. It's a balance of having faith and trust, faith without works, of having faith and trusting that God's gonna do it, and then the work on the other side. So we going from Habakkuk 2:2 today. He gave it to me in a different way. He told me to explain it in a different way. So I'm excited for today because it's time for us to run. And today's teaching is going to give everybody the strategy on like what it looks like, what we need to do. And that's why we're doing a vision board, because vision, you have to see it. When God speaks a thing and he says a thing, you have to see it. And every year of my life where I had a vision board, and I'm not talking about woo-wah, new age vision board. I'm talking about biblical. What did God show you? What did God say? Because everything that the enemy does and his camp does is counterfeit and stolen from the kingdom anyway. We already know that. I'm talking writing down what God says. Every single year of my life where I had a vision board, everything flowed because I was able to see where I was going. In the years when I didn't have a vision board, let me tell you, it was a mess. My life was a mess. I remember I was in a terrible season. Is this going to be saved and shared on the Facebook page to research in case someone leaves early? I'm praying about the replay. Maybe possibly YouTube. So yeah, maybe YouTube. And then probably share it into the group. So if you guys are not in the group, just so you guys know, the Facebook group is going to become like a teaching platform where it's like biblical teaching that he's having me step out and do now. So join the group if you haven't. The link should be in an email. But I'm talking every year that had a vision board, vision was there, breakthrough was there, next level. So that's where we're coming from today is we're writing this vision. This is where he's taking us. Just so for those who may not know, I know I have a lot of people who may have found me on Instagram or on YouTube. A lot of Instagram. God has used me a lot on Instagram. So I know a lot of people may be from Instagram. Just to introduce myself. Yeah, I'm trying to mute them as we go. So just to introduce myself for those of you who may be from Instagram, a lot of people may know me from Clubhouse or Facebook. But for those of you who may know me from Instagram, my name is Johanna, because you don't really know a person from just a reel. So my name is Johanna, apostolic prophetic midwife. That's how God uses me, is to really teach and train and equip his people to step into destiny. Basically, what he told me is that you help people reach destiny. And for those of you who have known me from the beginning, it was always build your relationship with God, but that's not it. There are levels. There are seasons. There are all these things that we have to walk through. And so a lot of people, it may have started with build your relationship with God, but there's different seasons that we walk through to get to reaching destiny. And the vision that God gives you is more than likely helping you get to the point where you are reaching destiny, where you are becoming who he created you to be, where you are stepping into that land flowing milk and honey. We all talk about the promised land. But when he starts to give you the vision, the steps, the plans, it's the little things that he's having you do to get to that end place that he's already planned and foreseen, like foreknow the plans that he has for you. So basically what I do pretty much on every single platform, I do a lot of teachings, I do prophetic words, I do mentorship, have the VIT membership program for helping people who have businesses. But the goal is that I help people get to destiny in a faster amount of time than they expect. Because a lot of people wander and they don't know what to do and you don't know where to go. But the way that God uses me is I had to go through it first and figure it out, go through the journey, go through the walk to see what it looks like, what it feels like to come back and help like a tour. Takara's here. She gave me the title tour guide, the kingdom tour guide. You remember that? She said a long time ago, she was like, you are the tour guide for the kingdom. So just imagine a tour guide who comes and tells you like, okay, don't go that way, come this way. You probably want to go this way. That's what I do. So this is where we're headed today. We're gonna go ahead and get started. We started a little bit 5 minutes late, but I'm gonna pray. And he told me to hit these main points. So I'm gonna be obedient and hit these points because I'll go off the top of my head in a second. My son wants to say hi, you guys. You coming? Okay, my son wants to say hi. Say hello. So I'm gonna pull this up while he says hello to everybody. You want to say hi? Uh-oh, they're gonna rain. Of course it's rain first. As you guys can see, like basically all of us are from different, some people know each other from Facebook, Clubhouse, it's all over. So if you new, let us know in the comments, where you're from. If this is your first time being like on a live or like a Zoom with us, let us know where you're from. So we're gonna pray. So Father God, I come to you today, Lord. Decrease me, increase you, so that whatever comes out of my mouth is exactly what you need me to say. I pray this word inspires and ignites your people to begin to write the vision and run with it. Whatever that means for them, whatever it is that you have shown them, whatever you have spoken to them, whatever has been sitting dormant, I pray right now that this is stirring them up. I saw a spoon in a bowl stirring up today. So I pray that today, that whatever has been dormant begins to be stirred up, that the vision that they may have set down where it may have become too difficult, too hard, too big, They thought it was too big. Here, some people thought it was too big. You thought that the vision that God gave you was too big for you to do it, but it was only big because God knew that you would need him to do it. So if the vision is too big, if it was so easy, you wouldn't need God to do it. If it wasn't a challenge, if it wasn't difficult, you wouldn't need him. So I'm hearing that there's a lot of people in the room right now where you stopped moving or you stopped going because it seemed too big or was too much for you. So I pray over those people who have the vision, who know where you're taking them, who know where you're leading them, but they felt like it was too big. I pray that they are reminded that you want them to invite you into everything. Re-invite him into the vision. Literally, as you're doing something, invite him in, re-invite him into the vision, or invite him if you haven't, is what I'm hearing right now. He wants, when it comes to this, when you're doing something that God is calling you to do, birthing something, he literally wants to hold your hand on every step of the way. So what does that look like for you, for God to hold your hand? That means I'm going back to him. I'm hearing ministries, people who have ministries that you're supposed to be moving in it and flowing in it. If God gave it to you, and this is what I feel, if God has given you something without a date, then more than likely he wants you to implement it. He wants you to start it, unless he says, don't do this until XYZ date. But if God has given it to you, it's just like a teacher. Imagine a teacher gives you homework assignments and this is due this day. And they may say 3 months now, we're going to have a report. But you know that the homework that they give you, they're going to let you know this is coming up due tomorrow. I feel like a lot of people put it down because you think in your head that it's not time. But God is saying, if I gave it to you and I didn't put any stipulations on it, like, let's go. And a lot of people, you've been waiting on things, you've been seeking, you've been wanting, you've been praying, you've been expecting. But I just hear God saying, let me read this one. I hear the Lord saying, like, y'all, it's on us. It's us moving. It's us going. It's us working it out. It's us moving and flowing in it. Part of it is on us, but the other half, once we've done all we can, everything else is on God. It's literally how you got to see it. God told me to do X, Y, Z. So I'm going to follow through and I'm going to do X, Y, Z. And everything else is on you, Lord. Because I did my part. I literally I'm hearing hold up right now. Like a lot of people have been frustrated because you feel like things have been held up. But the question is, have you done your part? So it's almost like what I'm seeing is like train tracks. Like the barrier is down. But I hear the Lord saying, like, when you begin to step into it, and it does not have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be it's just getting it going. But I'm seeing like these train tracks, like the thing, open it up, like access granted as you begin to step into it, whatever it is for you, whatever that is for you. So I just decree and declare breakthrough, next level. Innovation is what I'm hearing. Innovation. I know what it means, but I gotta look at the definition of innovation. The access or process of innovating. Define innovative thinking. The ability to generate new and original ideas and solutions that break away from traditional or established thinking patterns. I'm hearing him speaking like some things that he's trying to get to people. It's new, it's different, it's innovation, innovative. And be okay with being different. Be okay with doing things a different way. Be okay with that. I feel like people get stuck into, I know for me, sometimes it's like, but you use me in a different way. Nobody's ever seen it before. Be okay with that. Be the first. So I'm hearing innovative. Be okay with the new ideas that he's trying to get to you. He's trying to get instructions to a lot of people in this season. And we know distractions have been coming and trying to throw people off as well. So we remove any distractions. We remove anything that may stop them from being able to do what needs to be done in this space right now, Lord. I just pray freedom over everyone as well. Whatever freedom means for them. We just decree and declare breakthrough. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. All right, y'all. So I'm seeing access. I'm hearing, like I can feel what he is expecting and what he wants. I can breathe a little bit. I can feel how people are feeling, y'all. And just, Lord, if you could let me know what people are feeling in the room, in this space right now. I hear fear, that a lot of people are struggling with fear. Fear on the assignment that he's giving you. Fear to go out and step out. Fear, I feel a heavy fear. So we bind the spirit of fear, Lord. Fear the unknown. I'm feeling a lot of fear right now. So God, I just pray peace over every single person. I just pray that peace, that peace begins to flow, that they understand that when they do it with you, you are with them. You are with them. But they just have to stay connected to the vine. Like it's just staying connected with them. I'm even hearing people probably need to fast too. Because even if you think about Daniel in the Bible, and I don't know why he has us here before we even get started, y'all. Even if you think about Daniel, there were things, he had visions, he knew things, that he had more knowledge. When you're building something with God, let's say you get into a place where you're stuck and you're confused. Daniel fast. Do a Daniel fast. He's going to give you knowledge, wisdom, clarity, insight. Daniel fast will give you whatever you need when it comes to that ministry or that business or whatever God is leading you to do. So I'm feeling right now that there's a lot of fear. I'm feeling right now that a lot of people may need to do a fast. Because sometimes when you get stuck, God is like, okay, I'm trying to get this information to you. Just come back to me and let's get it. I can breathe a little bit more. So Lord, I just ask that you take me up. Fear, it's kind of like a what if it doesn't happen? What if it doesn't happen? It's the fear of what if you write the vision? What if you start to do it and the business doesn't become what God said? The ministry, the whatever. I hear God saying, tear that down right now. We got to break that off of you. Increase faith. It's like a lot of people don't move because what if it doesn't happen? What if I'm not right? What if it never happens? Like it's in that too. So these are some things that take it back to him in prayer. Because this is what I'm seeing and feeling right now. But when you start to write the vision, you got to have faith and you got to believe. Got to believe it. So that's number one. Jesus, let me pray, amen. So we're gonna let me go. I'm gonna hit the points that he told me to hit because be obedient, and then we'll just flow from there. Because there's a couple of things that he wants me to make sure that we focus on. All right. Where y'all look? I don't even know where I put it. Oh, I know I put it. Let me see. I believe this will be the first year. What's on my vision board comes. Look, it will come, but it's a combination of doing it with God and doing the work. And I know you do the work, like I know you do the work. You get the work done. So just keep doing the work. Y'all, where did I put this? I know where I put it. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna hit these points. A couple of things that he wants me to make sure I talk about. All right. He's want me to explain what a vision board is. So we see the vision boards, we see all of these things, but a vision board is where you can actually see it. It's not a thought. If we just keep it in our head, it's just a thought. We're just thinking about it. It's just in our heads. it's not real until you can see it. And when you see it every single day, this is why we do vision boards. I don't care. You can write it on a piece of paper. You just need to see it every single day. But a vision board is where you actually are seeing what God said. And I always say, God will always show us where he wants to take us before he takes us there. But the vision board is just showing you those things. So when you think about vision, I want you to start to think about, what did God say? Because sometimes people put the cute little sayings on their vision board, like, I want to be, oh, I don't even know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Just the little cutouts, yeah, somebody know an example of little things, like little cutouts that people know. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did God say? Did he say you're going to have an art gallery? Did he say you're going to have a thriving business? Did he say you were going to have a ministry that would save souls? Start there. Think back to what God said. But if you have not heard what God said, then what are the desires of your heart? Because number two, God places the desires in our heart for a reason. There are people who are like, I really want to be a nurse. You don't know why you want to be a nurse. You just know you want to be a nurse. More than likely, God probably placed that desire in your heart because you have the gift of healing once you find this out later on. I know for me, I used to say, I want to be a teacher. Look, I want to be a teacher. I went to school to be a teacher. All I got to do is do one test to be a teacher. But guess what? I teach every day of my life now. So it was a desire of my heart, but it was a part of my purpose. It was a part of the plan that God had for me. And it was a desire, even BC before Christ, I want to be a teacher. So he sent me to school to learn about teaching and all of these things. So now guess what? I can use it in the kingdom, even though it wasn't as if the Lord spoke it to me, but it was a desire. So don't just push away the desires of your heart and those things that you want, those things that you feel. More than likely could be God placing it there because he's going to use it. After I went to school for teaching, I said, wait, well, now I want to go into school to help. I want to help people. I want public help. I still use it now. So some people, you may have a vision. God may have spoken it to you. He may have shown it to you. You may have seen it. But for other people, it's a desire of your heart. So when we talk about back of 2 and 2, write the vision, make it plain so you can run with it. We want to talk about that. First, go off of that. Because that's the thing God is leading you into, and everything else is going to flow from that vision anyway that God spoke to you. Everything you're waiting for, everything you're expecting, the peace, the love, the joy, the freedom, the finances, like all of the things flow from us just stepping into our purpose and what God has called us to do. I hear freedom. A lot of people want freedom right now. I can feel that too, like just freedom. So that's the purpose of the vision board. And I heard the Lord say that today's word is going to set people up for success because, like I mentioned, it's the steps and it's in the word and it's so simple. And we probably read it and we hear it all the time, but it's the steps that we take. And when we take it, you're going to see what's going to happen. All right. So we all know Habakkuk 2 and 2. I'm going to read it. It says, Habakkuk 2, 2 through 3, Message version. And then God answered, write this, write what you see. Write it out in big block letters so that it can be read on the run. This vision message is a witness pointing to what's coming. It aches for the coming. It can hardly wait. And it doesn't lie. If it seems slow in coming, wait. It's on its way. It will come right on time. So, y'all, let me know. Is my son's TV too loud? Can y'all hear it? I'm going to close the door. Okay, let me make sure. So basically what he told me, he said there's 3 steps. You want to see what God said. You want to step into purpose. You want to see what God said. You want to start to see him blow your mind. You want to see him start to be in everything that you're doing. He said there's 3 steps. Number 1, write the vision. Number 2, make it plain. Number 3, run with it. It's as simple as that, y'all. It's as simple as that. And we get so wrapped up. This is too much. I can't do this. I've been there. I'm so tired of spiritual warfare. Okay, I know. Write the vision, make it plain, run with it. Now, before we get into this, I'm going to show y'all the way he explained it to me. 4 a.m. in the morning, this is how he explained it to me. First of all, he told me to start doing puzzles again because I'm a puzzle person and I like to do puzzles. Probably why I don't have a problem building what he tells me to do. But he started to tell me, if you think about this, like you see this puzzle, this is what God said. This is what it's going to look like in the end. This is your thriving business. This is your thriving ministry. This is that art gallery. This is that, whatever he said. Let me know in the comments and like in the chat. What is your vision? What did God say? What did he show you? What did you hear? What prophetic words have you had? He told me, like for me, my big vision is that I would be a business tycoon, a kingdom influencer with a thriving ministry and business. So that's the big vision. That's the big vision. A school, okay. So this is what God showed you. This is the big vision. And so when you pick up a puzzle, you're looking at it, you're looking on the outside, and it's like, oh, this look good. Ministries, t-shirt designer, psychologist. Okay. This is your booming t-shirt business. This is your booming ministry where you're saving people. So God says, here you go. This is the vision. Speaker and author, and my husband would be behind the scenes supporting me. A speaker and author. This is you on the stage. But there's some things you gotta, when you get this puzzle, because I'm a puzzler, I get this puzzle, guess what? I'm looking on the outside and it looks so good. I can't wait to start to work on this. Then I open up the puzzle, guess what? I dump it out. What happened? 500 pieces. And some people, you got a 1,000-piece puzzle. You got a 1,500-piece puzzle. You got a 2,000-piece puzzle. You got how many people? How big is it? Because I know I got a 5,000-piece puzzle, maybe. But then you got all these pieces. And I feel like, she said about 20,000. Look, I'm being generous with the 5,000, okay? It's about 50,000. Something, okay? But whatever however many pieces you feel like you have, how many pieces y'all got? When it comes to, like, you're not alone in this. You're not the only person who feel like you got 20,000, 50,000 pieces. How many pieces are in your puzzle? If I'm honest, I probably feel like I do have about 50, 100,000 pieces in there. It's a whole bunch of parts and it's so much to do. So you see the outside, it looks good. But then God says, everything that we have to do is inside. So he starts to give you pieces. And you saw this. And he gives you 10 pieces. And he's like, here you go. But you got to start. I'm never going to finish this puzzle. I'm never going to build out this big vision unless I move, unless I go, unless I start to work, unless I start to build it, unless I start putting the pieces together, unless I put the corner pieces together and come and group the colors together. And there's a whole bunch of water around here too. So you're going to sit, you're going to be mad. I mean, I'm working on the puzzle right now. And it's a whole bunch of the same color stuff. And I'm mad right now. I wish I could show y'all what that puzzle looked like. It's a whole bunch of black letters and it's words on it. And I don't know where it goes. If you watch me in my stories, I don't know where those pieces go, but I'm stuck in the middle. How many people are stuck in the middle right now? You in the black, you in the water. You got all this blue water that you got to figure out. And you just like, oh, if I do another piece of blue water, I'm gonna go crazy. Y'all, and it's so funny because he gave me this word. He gave me this word at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then he told me to do the puzzle. He told me to do the puzzle before he gave me the word. And that puzzle sitting on my table. And there's a whole bunch of words on it. And I'm like, how? And he began to tell me. I saw what that puzzle looked like and it looked real good. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do that. And then it got difficult. And now I'm procrastinating. And now I'm tired of doing it. I'm tired of working on it. I don't want to do this anymore, right? That's how we get. This division look good, right? So what the Lord was basically telling me is that when he gives us the vision, we see this and it looks good and we want it. And he shows us that because then that should be the motivation to keep going. It shouldn't be that I'm not seeing what he said yet because you're building it out. All your pieces, he's trying to give you the pieces. So you got to get to a place where you understand that God is just giving us pieces to the puzzle. We have the vision, write the vision, make it plain so you can run with it. So he's giving us the vision. He's showing you that place. You've seen yourself on the stage. Let me look at some examples. Where's the chat? I was just crying about this morning. Kingdom nutritionist. You saw yourself helping people in the kingdom as a kingdom nutritionist. Now, you might be in the blue. You may not have the people. You may not have the huge platform. Guess what? The more pieces God gives me, the more complete the work done is getting done. But it's not unless I'm building with the pieces that he gave me, the pieces that I have, that I'm going to start to see the vision. I'm telling y'all, like, I've been doing this, building this puzzle for 3 years of Journey to the Kingdom. And I can see I probably have about 3 more pieces to put in there. But in that, I had to get to a place where it was just like, I'm not giving up. I know what God showed me. You know what God showed you. You know what he spoke to you. You know what he said. You know it. So all you got to do is just build it out. You got to build your puzzle with him. You gotta put this on your wall. When you do this puzzle, guess what? You put this up so you can keep looking at this. You can't build this puzzle without seeing this. Hey, like, this is what it means to write the vision. You can't build this without seeing this. And this is why God is saying you have to write it down. You're not gonna be able to build it unless you're seeing what you're supposed to be building. Whatever he spoke to you. If we look at the word again, it says, and then God answered, write this, write what you see, write it out in big block letters. Whatever God tells you, you have to write it. You have to see it, because I'm motivated, because when it clicks, when that puzzle piece clicks, it feels good. So you got to write it. And that's why he's telling us, even though it's March, we still got to write the vision. We still have to do it. So we're going to get into the 3 steps. We said number 1 is to write the vision. Now, writing the vision is what we're about to do right now. We're about to take what God said and putting it on paper. If you are here today and maybe you got this late, or maybe you weren't able to get your board, just write it down on a piece of paper and then you can do this part later. But if you have your board and everything, it's doing it today. It's making sure that you write the vision and at least write it out for what God said today. So writing the vision is when you write it down, because that's step 1. Without that, you're not gonna be able to move. You're not gonna be able to go. Now, make it plain is the biggest part that a lot of people forget. Make it plain is the goal setting. What do I need to do to get there? Make it plain. So I think that sometimes people start to write the vision. You write the vision, but what does it take for you to get there? If the vision is that you want to be a motivational speaker, and then God tells you to start doing videos, lives every week, and you don't do them, how are you getting to the goal of becoming a motivational speaker without practice, without doing what God said? This is where we get into a place where we haven't seen it, or you're sitting on the things God said, because God has given us, he gives you the vision and he says, move in this. But the make it plain part, let's read it. And big Bible, the vision message is a witness pointing to what's coming. Because it's a vision and what he said is coming. It says right here, what's coming. So you know it's going to come. It aches for the coming. It can hardly wait. It doesn't lie. So in that, make it plain is where you you work on the goals. You decide on what it takes to get there with God. You know you have to show up. If God is telling you ministry, then that probably means if he tells you to start to teach, you got to get out there. You got to start to teach. If you're a painter, you got to start to paint. If you are whatever, give me some examples, y'all. Like, let's just throw some things that God said. Okay, kingdom nutritionist. Then that means you got to do videos talking about nutrition, because then you're going to be known as a nutritionist. People have to start to know that that's something that you do. You can't be the best kept secret without showing up. You got to go out. You got to promote. You're not going to be able to grow unless people know. They have to know what you do. They have to know who you are. We got a kingdom nutritionist. We got a teacher of the word. A lot of it, when God starts to tell you to step out, you got to step out into it. But that's the writing it down, like breaking down, what is it that I need to do? What are the goals? What are the steps? What do I have to do in order to get to that place? So this is the vision, a motivational speaker. And so you have to have these goals. What are you doing daily? What are you doing weekly? What are you doing monthly? Because a lot of people, you probably don't see it like that, but it's just like the things that you're doing to get you to that goal. Like, if I never work out, I'm never going to get in shape. So I have to make sure I'm doing things to reach the goal. I have to make sure I'm doing things to get to the place that God is trying to take me. And if I'm not, just stagnant. I'm sitting here with these puzzle pieces and nothing is changing. I have the same pieces on the table, and I'm never going to get to the place of what God said until I start to move. And then run with it. And this is the part where you start to move. You start to go. You start to do. So a singer, do people know you're a singer? Have you been singing in videos? Whatever God leads you to do. But those 3 steps is really writing it down. What did God say? Making it plain. You know, what does it look like for you? And then running with it. Now, I want to show y'all a couple of people who ran with it. Let me see if they're on. Let me see if they're on. I gotta put some of my girls on the spot a little bit, because these are some people, and I want to give examples. Like, I'm showing examples of what it really means to write the vision, make it plain, and run with it. So I'm gonna put y'all on the spot. They probably don't know this, but I'm giving an example of someone who wrote the vision, made it plain, and ran with it because I have to do it, and the Lord told me to do it today. So one of my girls, here you go. Let's see. I don't know if y'all can see it. Ashley, I'm giving an example. Writing a vision. So in our program, y'all, we just did a 30-day consistency challenge, basically. But in her 30 days of writing the vision, making it plain, and running with it, she wrote the things down. She knew what she needed to do. She had like 100 new followers on Instagram when she was posting it. YouTube blowing up. I mean, YouTube blowing up like crazy. But an example of writing a vision, whereas before maybe she wasn't able to do it, but she saw what happened when she started to write the vision, make it plain, and run with it. I think Ashley here. Okay, she. But my goodness, y'all, like it was literally like, I know I need to do this and I know I need to run. And we ran for 30 days, y'all. We ran for 30 days straight. So we got to put Ashley out there because I mean, write the vision, make it plain, run with it. She knew the steps. We said, what do you need to do? She said, I need to post every day. I need to post consistently. Okay, let's stay right there. You know, God has called you to be a kingdom influencer, to be a motivational speaker, to be something online. You're doing something online. That means you got to show up. She started to show up. I saw a video she did about 6,000 views on that video. This is what I'm talking about. Where you write the vision, you see where it is that God said, you start to make it plain and see this is what I need to do, and then you run with it. So we got Ashley, we got somebody else. Hold on. We got Regina. Let's see. Regina, I don't know if she's here today. But Regina, where she wrote the vision and she was struggling with consistency, y'all. I gotta shout the girls out. Struggling with consistency. And she says, okay, you know what? This is what I need to do. I know I need to get more consistent. I haven't been putting my videos out the way that I need to. And y'all, consistency, she didn't put out a video every single week. Her YouTube is growing. She makes shirts. She connects the shirts. I mean, write the vision, make it plain, run with it. I don't know if Regina here. Let me know if you hear Regina. But, I mean, but it was a struggle in the beginning. I'm telling y'all, this works. When you write it down and you know, it's almost like an arrow. If you know where you're going, you just go. Like if you literally have like tunnel vision, it's like, this is my goal. Most people who are confused in life is because you don't know where you're going. Most people who are confused in life don't know, but when you have vision and you know where God is leading you and you know what God said and you know when he spoke to you, you're going to be like a train. You're going to move into whatever because you have vision. Regina, she got the little eyeballs up. But is an example of her having vision. She knows, okay, I know I want to help people. I know I want to heal people on YouTube. It is literally tunnel vision on that space. Let me focus on YouTube. Everything else over here is a distraction. So you got to get that tunnel vision. That's what we need. Not to say you got to get rid of everything, but when you are heading on a vision, it's that tunnel vision where you're like, this is what my goal is, and I'm going to get there by any means necessary. Nothing is going to stop me. That's write the vision, make it plain so you can run with it. And we gotta put one more. I don't know if Amber is here. She might have some home things going on. But Amber, y'all, Amber, she had a death in the family. God told her, I heard the Lord tell me to tell her. He said she's supposed to do lives for 30 days. She's supposed to do 30-day prayers, 30 days of prayer for her book that she has on YouTube. And she's like, yeah, he told me I was supposed to do that too. So I said, okay, you're going to do it in this 30-day consistency challenge. Y'all, she had a death in the family. Somebody passed away. She got sick. I mean, she had a death in the family and she skipped. Y'all, she was a week behind us. She slipped up for about a week and she came back out and she put them videos back out and caught back up with us. I said, what? Tunnel vision. That is right there. She knew what the plan was. She said, you know what? I got to do these videos for 30 days. I have to get these videos out there. So she had tunnel vision on that. And she went straight for it. It didn't matter what was trying to throw her off. She moved through the warfare. I mean, I don't know how many people would have been able to get back up and doing videos after a death in the family, and it was close family, so she had to plan it. But this is what I'm saying, where when that tunnel vision comes on what God says, when you put this stuff on this board and you write it down, today on 3/23/23, because he told me that date was even significant. The date of 3/23/23, there was some significance in today's date. She came up on my YouTube. Look, tunnel vision termination for sure. So let me switch it. Tunnel vision. When you have that vision from God, tunnel vision, you go all in. And when you start to go all in, you're going to see God bless it. You're going to see him put his hand on it. He's going to bless the vision. He's going to bless you. He's going to bless your family, because it's like, all right, cool. And I've been explaining it to people that when you start to go out and you start to do it, that's when your muscles get bigger, like your capacity increases. So you can handle more. He can give you more puzzle pieces. See, sometimes you only have the pieces that you have because he knows if I give you more pieces, you won't be able to handle it. But when you start to work those pieces that he gave you, now you can handle more. You have a 10,000 piece puzzle and you only have 20 when you really have 20 more. My math ain't mathing right now, but y'all get the point. 80,000 more. But my point is, the more you move, the more you go, he will give you more. And he sees that you can handle it. So tunnel vision. I don't want y'all, like, if y'all don't get anything else, get tunnel vision. When God gives you a vision, you got to get tunnel vision. You got to get rid of the distractions. You got to get rid of the people. You got to get rid of the doubters. You got to get rid of the naysayers. You got to get rid of all of that. God said this, bye. God spoke this, bye. And where God has me right now, I can't even tell people what God is doing in my life, because I get like a nasty little stare from people, even family. Like, I get a nasty stare from family when I say what God is doing. So I have, you know what I say? I say, okay, in this season, I probably just can't talk about that with everybody. Can't speak on that with everybody. Because then they try to, like, it messes it up when I'm supposed to have tunnel vision, but now the people is throwing me off. So in that, as you start to move and you start to go, you're going to look up and it's just like, man, I see it. And you're going to start to see this come together. And you're going to start to see the big vision. And you're going to start to see what God said. So tunnel vision when you start to move and go. How many people had a vision board today? Like, how many people going to work on it? Because we're going to spend some time working on it, spend some time talking. All right, let me know. Just put a hand up. I'm curious to see how many people have vision board. All right, so what he told me, he said about 45 minutes teaching. And then I know he said like 90 minutes total. So we just going to go around, anybody who want to pop in. But I'm telling y'all, tunnel vision, when you write this down, okay, I'm gonna give y'all an example. All right, so y'all know, my story, for those who know, my story is that I struggled a lot with low self-esteem. But then the Lord began to tell me, like, no, you that girl. So you gotta see yourself as that girl. So my board is that girl. Because when I see this in low self-esteem, you want to try to get me, no, you that girl. Stop playing. Like, you are that girl. So you got to get to the place where it's like, what did God say? Like, what did he say? What did he speak to you? Who did he say you are? And it's the opposite of what the enemy says. So whatever the enemy tries to put into your head, the truth is the opposite. If he tells you that you are not smart and you are not knowledgeable, you have lots of knowledge. His lies are the opposite. So think about what the enemy says to you. When he comes in, he creeps into your head. Whatever he tells you is the opposite. However you see yourself is the opposite in the kingdom. One thing I learned is I used to say I was timid. I used to say I was shy. The complete opposite in the spirit. And I just have to go through the process of becoming who God created me to be to find that out. So what are some lies that the enemy puts into your head? Put that on your board. What are some of the things that the enemy, put that in the chat. What does he say to you? Because these are the things that you want to put on the board. The same way I got to put this on the board when you want to try to come for my self-esteem. What are those things that you got to put on the board? Anything that he tries to infiltrate your mind and creep in is the opposite. And when you start to read, I'm too old. Guess what? You're young. We love you. We listen to you, like, young in heart, young in spirit. Like, look, opposite. I feel good. I feel young. I'm not old. Like, sure, you still feel good. Sure, like, it's the opposite. And it's not no such thing as being too old. God will use us. Like, I feel like when God uses us, it's for a reason. Because more than likely, Miss Rose, he wants to use you as being like a spiritual mother. Because when you come on and you speak, we listen like, hold on, what's she saying? So more than likely, maybe he wanted you to be in the place where you are right now because this is how he wants to use you. Maybe the people like us need someone who has a lot of wisdom, who's been in life and has gone through a lot, where there's just more experience that we need to hear. We may have wisdom, but you have wisdom in a way that we haven't experienced that before. So sometimes we let the enemy get in our head. No, for such a time as this. The enemy tries to tell you, you're too old, put on your board for such a time as this. Because that's the truth. I'm not qualified. You're extremely qualified. You need to get you print out something with put a badge on your board that says qualified. That way, every time you see it, and you go look at it has to be in a place where you see it all the time. Like you have to put this vision board up in a place where you see it all the time. Because if not, if you just put it in a closet or something, it's defeating the purpose. So you want to be able to go back to it as a reminder where it's like, hold on, like I'm feeling this way today, but you know what? The enemy tried to use this, but this is who I really am. I wish y'all could see my board. I have a completely, like a full wall of just things that the Lord began to speak to me. Job title, warrior. The enemy wants to tell me I'm weak. No, God told me I was a warrior. It's an instant reminder because I wrote the vision. So anytime I have a bad day, I go look at this wall. You can't stop until they see your God. Keep your guard up. You can do this, Johanna. It's an instant reminder, and I'm back in the game. Without this, guess what? The enemy just playing games in my head. He's just playing games in your head. You don't have that reminder of who you really are. Miss Rose, I seen a video the other day, a man 89 was physically training young kids. See? God said, I'm a super seer, his powerful daughter. Enemy said, I don't know up from down. See? Put on the board that you're a super seer. Put a picture of an eyeball or something. Super seer, vision, telescope or something. Like, I'm telling y'all, these are the things that you want to write. And that's why I said like the little sayings, I don't even know what people usually write. But when I talk vision boards, it's this stuff. It's the things where it's just like, it's what keeps you with that tunnel vision. It's what keeps you moving and what keeps you going. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why I've been able to just move and go. It's because I always have those reminders. I'm not strong enough mentally to do it. Guess what? Look, the opposite. Well, I know how I've seen you in the spirit, Tamika. Look, you're not strong enough mentally. Stop it. Stop right there. No, I'm telling you, like in the spirit, I think I've seen you. I can't remember how I saw you. I just saw you with like fire. It's just a huge, like, I don't know if this is, I don't even know what this is, but you're strong enough to do it. So whatever that means to you, whatever you have to put to show yourself, I don't even know what this animal is. It's just big. It's just massive. Maybe that's the word, massive. Like I'm gonna come back because I can't even tell what this is. Slower learner, but in the spirit, I'm knowledgeable. Knowledgeable, exactly. So you got to start to speak those things. You will fail. Look, the enemy won't say you will fail. I will pass. I will succeed. I'm moving in the spirit of excellence. Literally, opposite. So when you put all these things on the vision board, you want to put it in a way where it's a representation of what God said. If he said motivational speaker, put a picture of you and put a microphone next to it. That way it's a reminder of what God said. Like I do little things like that. So that's what we're doing when we write, when we do vision boards. And I put scripture on it. So that way, let's say I'm having a bad day and I'm starting to doubt what God said. I look it up in the word and there's a scripture there. Let me pray through this. So you can even put scripture on it and that gives you a way to like pray through it. You made it up. That's not for you. Look, opposite. God spoke this directly to me. So think about what the enemy uses against you. The opposite. Go straight to therapy. I'm here for it. Look, not good enough because I don't have a Bible degree to qualify as a teacher. Listen, that's June, right? Let me know. I think it's June, but for many of us who God has called us, I don't have a Bible degree. Like I'm even in the word talks about like, how do they have such knowledge? How do they have such wisdom? God is with you. He's like, the Holy Spirit is with you. He's going to give you the wisdom, the insight, the knowledge. Everything's going from him. I don't have a Bible degree. I don't memorize scripture. I'm telling y'all that. I know it is in me. I can recall it. But that memorizing and religious, memorizing everything, you don't need it. Because what God has placed inside of you, how he's going to use you, is for the people who need it. So don't think that you need a Bible degree. Tear that down right now. Mm-mm. Whatever he's calling you to do, know that, like, yep, like Queen, like Mocha said, God qualified you. Qualified by God. He qualified you. Actually, you have to make a shirt. I forgot to do that. I'm supposed to make a qualified by God shirt. All right. So we're at 7:50 right now. We're gonna get started making a vision board. We know, and I want people to start, even as you start to do this, we're gonna make the vision board. But what are the goals? What do you have to do? When we talk about make it plain, what are those? Start to think about what is it that you have to do? Okay, I knew it was June. What is it that you have to do to get there? Start to think about that. I'm gonna tell you this, like for me in the season that I and what I need to do is I need to be seen more. I need to be out more. And more people need to find me. So that means I need to become more consistent on the platforms. I need to do more reels. I need to do more teachings. Like, what little things that you need to do to help you achieve that goal, to help you get to where God is trying to take you, to help you get to that place. Start to, even as you put this together, what do you have to do? If God says you're a chef, and he wants to teach people how to cook, what do you got to do? You got to cook, right? You got to post it, right? You got to put it online, right? You're a chef. So that means, okay, God says I'm a chef and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna teach people about cooking and healthy eating. And that means, you know what? Let me start by just practicing my meals. I'm gonna make one new meal every single week. And then I'm gonna record it just for fun. And then I'm gonna get to a place where I feel more confident to start to put it out there. So think about, like, you gotta start to think, what do I need to do to get to that place? Because if you just write the vision, that's all it is a vision. So as you put these things down, I always tell people to put that big thing in the middle. What's the big thing? What's that big thing that you're going for? What's the big thing that you're working on? Like, I like to put that in the middle. I need to be outside. So teach me how to cook, please. Look, somebody teach me how to cook, please. Somebody said that. Go for that big thing and shoot for that. And I like to tell people it takes 21 days to build a habit. What if you were to work on that big thing for 21 days? What if you were going to what if you had tunnel vision for 21 days on that big thing? Starting in April, we'll give you a week. In April, what if you went all in for 21 days on the big thing that God said? Imagine where you would be. Imagine how much growth you would have. Think about it. You would have no choice but to grow. Every time I get in the kitchen and cook, I shut him all the way down. Look, what if you cooked something new for every day for 21 days? You'd be more confident in your cooking, probably. Think about it that way. What if you did a reel every day for 21 days and you didn't care what anybody thought? You didn't care what anybody said. You didn't care what people thought, but you just did it. You just posted it. You just posted it and you walked away. What if your social media would grow? You would improve at making content. So we're about to get started. And I just want to hear, if anybody want to add, if you want to talk about what's your big thing, maybe that's what we can do how everybody works. What's your big thing? What's that big thing that you're shooting for? If we were to say, by the end of this year, this is my biggest goal. What's your biggest goal by the end of this year that you would say that you're working towards? I mean, we could just do popcorn. I mean, it's a lot of people, so maybe like hands up, and then I'll just kind of like, okay, I see Takara. Okay, we're just gonna flow like that. Put your hand up if you want to add, and then we'll just kind of flow from that.
Y'all, I gotta buy a bus for a mobile art studio.
What?
So I've been looking at buses, and I'm gonna gut this bus out, employ some people locally to help me gut the bus out, and then repaint it. So I've been looking for used buses, and like I'm basically gonna go around to different neighborhoods with kids and help them use art to learn to express themselves. So they'll make an art piece, and then from that art piece, they'll just write like a little excerpt on what they feel from that art piece. But yeah, it's called Oops, I Arted, y'all. I'm going to get my DBA for it. I'm gonna put it down on my vision board when I'm gonna do it. But yeah, Oops, I Arted. And we're gonna have a big old bus that say Oops, I Arted. A bus.
A bus, that's big though, because even creative arts, like, I mean, I just signed up for an art class because the Lord told me to pay my vision. So you never know, like, I don't know. I feel if anybody want to add, I don't know. I keep hearing him say popcorn. So we just gonna popcorn it. Everybody can work. If y'all want to add to it, whatever. I hear popcorn, so we'll let it flow while we work. Cause I need to do mine. Okay. I need to do mine. So we're gonna do popcorn. Whoever want to jump in. Okay, I see fire emojis. I'm just gonna let if people want to pop in, we'll just say popcorn and people could pop in. But I'm seeing the support. I see yes, that's fire. That's great. Look, drive me. I'm telling you, girl, like he told me to go take art class to learn how to paint because I see my visions and I'm like, I wish people could see it. I wish people could see what I see. Like I wish that somebody could have saw that massive thing that I saw for Tamika, but I can't explain it. But you being an artist, like, what is it? Oops, I arted.
Huh? What's the last part you said?
Oops, I arted. That's the name of it.
Yeah, oops, I arted. Honestly, I was inspired by my 10-year-old son that just always randomly farts all the time. You know, boys, they do that for whatever reason. But yeah, so I've been like I work with nonprofits now, but I'm a facilitator. I'm only in a capacity to facilitator. So I just help out with the conversations between parents and nonprofits that's already existing. And I left my job to work in nonprofit in 2016. Like I left my corporate job. So it's been like up and down. I done had to lose everything, but it's like I feel like this is it right here. And like I'm gonna be applying for a grant soon. Actually, like within, I think it opened up on April 7th. So when you was like work on it for the next 21 days, like for 21 days starting in April, I was like, okay. Come on, y'all. I know somebody else had their hand up. You put her hand down. Who was it that had their hand up?
We gonna do it like this, like we gonna let the person talk. Keep the hands up. We just gonna flow it like let the person talk. If anybody want to add to it, like what that person says, and then we'll go to the other person. So man, I mean, yeah, I mean, I just really want people to start to think. Imagine if you did it every day for 21 days, how much progress you would have. You would have ridiculous progress if you just did one, you worked on it every single day. Think about that for whatever it is that's in your middle. And then you got to start to think. So let's say she has this bus. She got to start to say, okay, I have this big vision and I have this thing that I need to do. So how can I break this down into manageable pieces? Because now this is the big bus, right? This is your bus. So what do you have to do to build it out? What pieces, what's piece number one? What's the edge piece that you start? Like you got to go and go to God so he can show you how to go from all the pieces to this vision because he gave it to you. So you got it. You just got to keep seeking him for your pieces. I see Angie. What about you, Angie? What's your middle?
What you say?
What's your middle? Your big thing, your middle.
Oh. TED Talk. Yeah.
Okay, so I feel led to ask you, what do you have to do to get to that middle?
Ooh. Oh my gosh. I gotta do what he told me to do. Yeah. That's a big one. But I understand the path, but it does not feel good.
The rights, the lefts, the I don't know, the scared, the worry, like the path is a lot. We know it's a lot, but he's with us through the ups and downs and he's developing us. Like, so think about it. Imagine if God, and I want to speak this to everybody who's like, but God, I just want it now. But God, you said this, but God, you showed this to me. She talking in a TED talk. You know the confidence that you have to do a TED talk? You know the courage you have to have You know how many times you have to get on the stage to be able to get on that stage confidently and say what it is that you know, and the knowledge and the wisdom that you have. And this is why God starts to have us do the lives, do the vision board parties, do the teachings, do all those things, because it's developing us, it's preparation, it's the little things. Okay, first I'm gonna have you start to do lives, then I'm gonna have you go and have more people, then I'm gonna have you the steps, the path to get to a place where when you step on a stage and you do a TED talk, hello everyone, and you know how they walking across the stage, there's no shaking, there's no fear. You own it. Like, this is who I am, and I know who God has called me to be, and I'm doing this TED talk. So like you said, the little things, the things I got to do what he's been telling me to do, y'all. All of the things he tells us to do is just preparation. It's getting you ready for this. Your big thing, the little things that he tells you to do in the beginning is just preparing. Start to shift your mind right now to say that the little things God is telling me to do right now is getting me prepared for this big thing. Me doing this right now, I said I was what he showed me was a well-known kingdom influencer. This is me getting ready for that. He said you had a thriving ministry. This is me getting ready for that. This. So start to think that, okay, it's uncomfortable and I don't know why I'm here. I feel like I've been doing this for so long. I haven't seen any progress. That's the one right there for a lot of people. I haven't seen any progress. The progress, I haven't seen progress as the blue. It got to happen. You got to put it together. You got to work through the blue. You got to sit in that to see the big vision. And I feel like a lot of people get tired and they get stuck because I haven't seen any progress. Sometimes I've been hearing it, that season of obscurity. You're not meant for people to see you yet. It's not meant for people to know you yet, because he's still working on you. Because when he opened up the door, he want to make sure you're good, you're ready to go, you got this, you're not going to shrink back. You are authentically you. That's it. You can't be a fake version of you. This is not to you, Angie, I'm just talking to everyone. But as God works on us and prepares us, he's helping us get to that authentic version of us. And that authentic version is when people hear it and they see it and they know it. I was telling somebody the other day, I said, my reels be so dry. I'm not animated at all, but it's me. And I feel like when people get to authentic, it's when people gonna see it and they just gonna know. So just know, Angie, I feel like just as like a mentor type of thing. That's what he's doing with you right now. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know. You've been working on it. And I know you have some, you know what to do. Like, you're one of those people who you know what to do, is what I'm seeing. Right? Like, you know it.
He's very clear with me, yes.
Right? Yeah. And even in the task, like you know what to do, even not even just hearing him, but in the task, like, you're smart, you pick up on things fast, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, my husband called me an information hoarder.
Yeah, I'm seeing you as very smart. I've never talked to you like this before, but I see you as very smart, like you know stuff and you're very knowledgeable. So you not only do you hear God and you know what to do, but you're smart and knowledgeable, so you have that too. So you got a double whammy. Like, sometimes people are like, I don't know what to do. I'm confused. I don't know this. Like, nah, you got both of them. So you just got to do it. I'm going to ask you what you doing for 21 days. Because you with us and we about to run. For those in the membership program, we about to run, okay? If y'all want to join us, I'm going to put the link if you want to join us in the membership program. Because we about to do 30-day consistency challenge where we run it. But Angie is in it. And I really believe in Angie. I really know she got it. What you doing? What you running with? Write the vision, make it plain, run. It's time to run. What you running with? What 30 days?
Mine is content, like going live and content. Like, I have slacked because of insecurities for like the last 2 months, and it's like, no, you need to do what I told you to do.
Yeah, that's what it probably was, me talking to you for the authenticity part too. Like, it's like sometimes we, and I used to be like this, code switching. Like, I'll go and it'd be like, hello, boy, girl, you don't talk like that. Like, get that. What? You don't talk like that. Code switching. Why? Because I was in corporate and I'd be code switching. But code switching, gotta go. I'm telling you, when we get to a place, and we're doing a teaching, the Lord told me, to do a teaching in a membership program, how to find out your secret sauce. Like how to dig through all of that stuff to find out your secret sauce. And when you get that, and that's when your people gonna hear you. That's when everything gonna take off. So go and start to do that work now as you create the content. But I feel like you're gonna come out of your shell because when you start to put the content out every day, you probably just got to put some content out every day. You got to do content every day because it's gonna develop you and you're gonna grow. You have no choice. Some people, God's calling you to do content. Imagine you do content every single day for 30 days. Watch what happens. You're gonna be a new version of yourself because you're gonna be looking at yourself. You're gonna be editing yourself. You're gonna be listening to how you speak. You're gonna be listening to how you talk. You have no choice but to change when you do content every single day for 30 days. So I feel like for you, yeah, it is content because it's gonna shift you as a person, and you're gonna be getting ready for that TED talk. So I'm excited. Yeah, you got it, and you smart, so you got this. You smart and you got God. So yeah, I'm excited for you. I know, like I can feel it. Like I said, I've never talked to her like this, y'all, but I can feel it on her. Like, got it, you got this. And your people waiting for you, but they're waiting for the real you, like transparent you. And I feel like maybe you've been doing it, but it's even deeper of transparency for what you put out. I don't know. So take that with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got this.
Yep. I'm good.
All right. Well, I can't wait to see the content. You have Instagram? I don't think I follow you on Instagram.
I think I finally followed you on Instagram. So it's always Angie on Instagram.
All right. I'm gonna follow you just so I can see it. All right. We're gonna go to Chase. Hey Chase, what's your middle?
Hey, I think it's honoring my temple. 'Cause that's my hardest challenge. Like really like going getting a gym membership and making sure I'm holding myself accountable. I got my calorie counter on my phone. So that's really the most thing I've been dealing with. Is honoring my temple.
Okay, so what's your steps? Because remember, write the vision. What's your make it plain? Make it plain is what do you have to do to get there? Write the vision is that you write it down. I know that I need to honor my temple. Make it plain means based on my lifestyle, what I do, my daughter, all the things that I need to do. What do you have to do to make it happen? If you were to work on honoring your temple for 30 days, what steps would you have to take just to start to think about it now?
Making sure I like think because first it starts with like spiritual. So I would say make sure I get in my the word and then making sure I'm eating my fruits and vegetables, not putting stuff that doesn't give me energy, and like working out, maybe start with something small like before. So I'm gonna get it like the membership in like a couple like May because so I'm gonna until I can get the membership, I can like work out sit-ups and just put how many sit-ups I can do each day.
So I would say get more specific. Because if we have goals, and this is for everybody, if I have goals that are kind of open-ended, I'm gonna work out every day, I'm gonna do this. I'm more likely to not get things done. But if I say something like, I'm gonna wake up at X amount of time at X hour, and I'm gonna work out for X amount of minutes, and I'm going to eat healthy X amount of days. Like you got to get more specific because then when you write the vision, this is specific. And then all you have to do is just run with it. Because right now it's kind of open where it's like, I want to work out, I'm going to do this. But if you were to get more specific, what would it look like?
Probably like say like 50 sit-ups. I'm gonna start small. 50 sit-ups. Um, make sure I'm getting like four, 8 ounces of water each day,
Mhm.
and keeping like my calories to like 1,800 calories a day.
Mhm. See, so now maybe you want to use my fitness pal or some kind of online tracker, because then you can track the calories to say, hold on, I had a day I made 3,000 calories today and my goal is 1,800. So now you use a calorie tracker, add that in, that you tracking your calories so that you can stay on top of it. I'm hearing like even YouTube videos, because sometimes it's like 50 syllabus, but you can also do like YouTube videos, YouTube workout videos, and just kind of switch it up. That'll help you with consistency because you're doing something different and it's kind of like more structured workout kind of thing. So it's so many workouts on YouTube that you can look up, and I would say go that route for like YouTube videos for workouts too. But yeah, you see how more specific it was when you started to kind of drill down a little bit more. And I feel like plans like that, that's write the vision, make it plain, run with it. Now all you got to do is run with what you just said. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, write that down, you don't have to put it as specific on the board, but like if you were to write it down, like daily things that I need to do, I need to work out, I need to drink water, I need to track my calories, things like that will help you really kind of flow with it. Let's see, I'm gonna go to Mocha. And I'm gonna drop the link to the membership program, you guys, while we go to Mocha. That way, if anyone want to check it out, we basically doing this 30-day consistency challenge. We have like the ladies in the membership where we did the last round last month. And that's where we have our late members of the month, where it was Ashley and Regina and Amber. We're doing our second round, and it starts on Monday. We already had the prep where we're probably going to have another call, probably going to go live in the group maybe Sunday. We have another round of 30-day consistency challenge, whether it's working out. And that's the thing, we did a 30-day content challenge, but the Lord began to tell me that you have 3 pillars to your membership program: discipline, consistency, and accountability. And he started to tell me the people who need you, they struggle in this areas just like you used to. These were my areas. I needed accountability. I needed people around me. I used to literally cry like, Lord, you called me to do this and I don't have anybody around to help me. I know I'm not the only person. Like nobody understands it. Nobody gets it. You told me to do it. So the accountability part, the consistency part, because that's the consistency challenge, because anything that you consistently do grows. If I work out consistently, I'm going to get in shape. If I work on my business consistently, it's going to thrive and boom. If I work on my ministry consistently, the Lord is going to highlight me and bring more people who need what God has placed inside of me. Whatever I do consistently will grow. It has no choice. So we got to understand that most of the time when people have not seen what God said is because you haven't been consistent in what you have to do. If I just posted every day on Instagram, at some point I'm gonna start to grow. You get what I'm saying? Like, so consistency is the thing that most people lack. Consistency is the thing that most people struggle with. And when we get consistency right, like it's over, game over. Like it's gonna be so, like you're gonna see God move in your life. He hasn't, like, it's like he's going to do it because he sees you can handle it and you doing the work. And in the discipline part, I always tell people, spoke this to me and someone else spoke it to me, that I had an anointing for discipline. And this is why people like Amber, who has never, like Amber has struggled with content for 2 years since I've known her. And we do this challenge and she put out content every single day. Lord began to tell me it's because of the anointing of discipline. That's on my list to work on being consistent. Listen, look, and that's the thing. It's not, you can do whatever you need to do. I'm going to push people to do it every day because that's where you're going to grow the most. But whatever consistent is for you. Amber struggled with content for 2 years and she did 30 days straight. So I know that a lot of people who have been working with us, you're able to run and move because of that anointing of discipline is what the Lord has been showing me. So Camille, look, that's what we're doing over here. Now I know why God connected me with you much. Look, this discipline and consistency. I know, and it's like I have been doing it, but I know right now is the season where God is like, now I'm sending the people who need it. It's like I had to master all of it. I had to figure all of it out. And we were working on it. And he's like, no, you got it now. You know it. You're knowledgeable. Like, this was my biggest area of struggle. I know a lot of people see me and I look very put together in my discipline and everything, my routines, but it was not like that. My routines were off. I struggled every single day. I was overwhelmed. I was tired. I was frustrated. I'm almost say a bad mom because it was that bad. It was very bad. My son ate hot dogs every day, okay? Every day. But I had to learn and I had to grow. And this is how it is in anything that God has called us to, whatever God has called you to, if you feel like you feel like you can't teach it because you haven't mastered it, it's because God is teaching you how to master that thing so that you can teach people. A lot of people feel like I'm called to teach people about being a better mom, but I'm not the best mom. No, because God is teaching you what it is that you need to learn to teach the next people. I feel a lot of people may doubt it because you feel like you're not there yet, or you can't do what God needs you to do yet, or you're not walking in that yet. No, I wasn't walking in it either, but I still knew what I needed to do. So I'm gonna drop the link to the membership program. If you know you struggle with accountability, you know you struggle with consistency, you know you struggle with discipline, that's everything that we're doing now. The Lord has really shifted it. He has changed the entire membership program. And this is where he has us headed in this new season. I don't know. Any more hands? Wait, where did Mocha go? Did Mocha go? Where did Mocha go? I got to talk.
Here, I'm here.
Okay, Mocha. I'm like, wait, I know Mocha's hand was up. Let us know. What's your middle? What's your middle? I'm gonna get the link while you get the middle.
Okay. My thing is to buy a ranch of all things. I was like, buy a ranch by the end of this year. So look, I'm not sure how this thing is gonna happen, but I was like, okay, this is what we're doing. Okay.
A ranch like the farm? Wait, nutrition, eggs,
Mhm. It's
eggs?
restoration. Yes, ma'am. It's Restoration Ranch.
Okay. Eggs, chicken. Okay,
Well,
so
look, I was just like, we are in charge of fruits and vegetables. It's like, okay, fruits and vegetables, got it. So, and it just happens to be, I was shown a place this past weekend that it was 5 acres, and that's hard to come by in California. It was 5 acres, and it's right across the street from somebody who has cows. They have cows and bulls and all kind of stuff across the street. I was like, you got to be joking me. You got to be joking me. I was like, it's right across the street, dead across the street. And I was like, okay, so if I'm in charge of the fruits and vegetables, they're in charge of the meat. This, okay, here we go. So I was like, really? Okay.
y'all, these are some big visions. This 50,000 piece puzzles. This is what we're talking about. But I want people to understand that's the big vision, but God will begin to give us the little things to get there. So what's your little things to get to the big vision? If that's the big thing that he's showing you, what do you have to do, the little things to get there?
Look, I need people. I was just like, so I'm supposed to be finding, and look, I was like, Lord, I don't know how you gonna work this thing, but I trust you. So I found myself speaking on, I was like on all things on Clubhouse, and I found myself talking to people that are on a national kind of platform, because they had it streaming all over the place. And I was like, I don't know how I got here, but I'm here. And I was like, that's what's up. Because I actually knew what I was talking about. I was like, that was good. That wasn't me. That was the Lord. I was like, thank you, Lord. So I don't know. He just keeps telling me, speak. I need you to speak. So every chance I get, I'll be like, oh, okay. They talk about nutrition, my hand go up. I'm like, okay, let me get in. So that's what I'm doing. I'm speaking. I don't know how he's going to make this thing happen yet, but I found that really weird, because he literally had me standing on this rate. I got pictures. I was like, I'm standing, it's 5 acres in California and it's for sale. And I was like, okay, these people are selling their place, and it was already no grass, which is perfect, because that's the way you want to buy a place, so you can do whatever you want to it. There was no grass. There was two places on it. I was like, okay. And I just kept looking up like, okay, God, I see you moving. And I was just like, so look, you go apparently figure out a way for us to get this place. So I was like, okay, I'm here. Whatever you need me to do, I'm going.
People who are experts, that's when they speak, they talk, they're knowledgeable, they know a lot of things. Like I see you as an expert when it comes to nutrition. So that's why you more than likely feel, I need to speak, I need to talk, I need to step out, I need to talk about what I know. Because you're very knowledgeable when it comes to nutrition, but it's about, like you said, speaking to become an expert in the area. Think about, sometimes I'm on TikTok and I see people who are like, oh, hey, I'm a trained therapist. And this is some things that we talk about. Like, there's a difference between being an influencer a thought leader, and an expert. I see you, like, even looking up the word expert, I see you as like an expert. Let me look it up. I mean, like I said, I know what it means, but what I'm hearing is expert. Hold on, let me look up my dictionary. Define expert: a person who has a comprehensive and authoritative knowledge of or skill in a particular area. Nutrition is your lane. And that's why it's so much information, so much knowledge, all these things that you know about nutrition. And when you go on, you talk about labels and you talk about eating right, and you talk about all these things, it's just comprehensive, know a lot. I see God raising you up as an expert. And this is why you feel led to speak. And the more you speak, the more people will know you, the more you can provide your services. Then I even see that as you continue to speak and you become more well known in that area, because even as you start to pour out, it's like when you pour it out, you allow him to give you more. So the more you pour out, the more he can give you. And then that's where you are stepping to, hold on, to this. Because now you're becoming an expert. Now people know you. Now you step in this. Because it's not always running directly to this. Let me add that part in. You don't always run directly to this. It's the little pieces that we talk about, the make it plain part that gets you to this. And you speaking, you talking, you, no matter, without a shadow of a doubt, no matter what, you keep learning, keep growing, keep studying for you too. Like, you got to stay on trends and how things change. Like, experts know when things shift, when things change. You got to stay like on top of your nutrition as an expert. And that's where you're gonna gradually, I even see like even finances begin to flow to you because you're so out there that people have no choice but to see you. You know, people have no choice but to know that you are an expert when it comes to this. Because I even see interaction where people are like, thank you so much, Mocha. I didn't know this. I didn't know this. So you got to get to a place where you are walking in that, where no matter what is going on, you truly believe that God is giving you something that you have to give to people. And you just go into that. Like, one thing that we did in this 30-day challenge, y'all, I told the ladies, I said, don't even worry about what people think. Don't worry about what people say. Just do it. And now for me, when I started to do that, where I didn't even care about numbers, don't worry about numbers, don't worry about statistics, don't worry about don't worry about it. That's when you're gonna start to become authentically you, because you don't care. And I feel like for you, Mocha, you keep doing it because you've been, so just putting that content out there, keep doing it, listen to allow him to show you where the grace is. I'm seeing Instagram, like Instagram is your place. I'm seeing hashtags. I don't know if you use them, but I see like you studying hashtags because it'll help you reach more people. And you know, having like that set group of hashtags, but I see that, like I see you studying hashtags. I see you reaching more people. I see Instagram being the main place for you. And I also see like a celebration. When is 1 year for you? How long, when is 1 year anniversary for you?
For the nutrition,
Yeah.
you know, honestly, I think it's probably around May or April. I don't even know. I just know that I found it when I was with you and Jasmine.
Yeah. Go back and look it up, because I'm hearing him telling me to tell you to celebrate. I feel like you've been moving and going, and this is for everybody. Like, you need to celebrate those milestones, those moments. Go back and look at because I feel like it's coming up, but I see a celebration where you go back and you look at how far you've come over this last year, where you were so confused and you were like, I don't know if I have anything, what God wants to do in me. I don't have a purpose, to where you are now. Go back, look at when you started it. I even see journaling about that whole process. And it's just like you looking where you were to where you are now. And I feel like it's gonna be even a breakthrough when you look at that. But I see you celebrating a 1 year anniversary as the Kingdom Nutritionist. So yeah, that's a lot, but celebrate. Go look it up. Maybe it's when you sent us that message or something, but look that up. I'm gonna look.
Thank you.
No problem. All right, we got Jasmine. All right, no, you should be able to unmute, Jasmine. What's your middle thing?
I really just wanted to pop in and say hey, because it's been a while. That's all. It's been a while. But my middle thing is my Instagram subscription, because he's shifting me from YouTube is still a priority, but for whatever reason, I'm being led to build in my membership or in my subscription on my Instagram page, to talk about content creating, to talk about how-tos and where to start and what to do and how to grow and strategies and how to build a schedule, because these are all things he had me struggle through to teach other people how to do. So yeah, that's what I yeah, that's what's
Okay.
been going on. So that's my middle thing. And then from there it just, I see I kept saying, like, you know how you see a sports bracket, like when they do like a what do they call that? Like when people play like fantasy football or something, you have like that bracket thing, and then like you start off with this many teams, then in the middle you end up with like one on each side. I don't know. I kept seeing that for some reason the last couple of weeks. Sorry, y'all. So of course consistency, because I've fallen off with all my content, intentionally actually, because God also had called me back into a 9-to-5 life, but not in the way before where I was just taking a job just to take a job, just to, just because, honey, you remember the situation. So it was, yeah. So it was like beforehand, like I got fired from one job unknowingly because I was not supposed to be there. Like it was just taking over my life. And then recently in February, actually, I accepted an offer with University of Michigan, where I went to college. I manage their social media. Like that's literally what I do. And then I manage their social media accounts. So their Instagram, their YouTube, their Twitter, their LinkedIn, and everything. So in that, there was things in the content creation and business space that I did not know. And I got to see, I came in at the right time when the university is in the middle of a rebrand, and I get to sit through the agency rebrand process when they're working with an actual outsourced agency to put the marketing materials together. What does that look like on a corporate level, all these other things. But it's also pushing me to use that in the processes of everything that I'm doing and that I'm meant to do. So I feel like I got put there to get that knowledge, and then to take that knowledge and help other people build on the outside that's trying to build their brands to something that huge.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so I ain't gave y'all an update in a long time. That's what
I see it. I always tell people that God will have us learn those skills and bring them to the kingdom. Like,
yes,
it will help.
So, and you know what, Johanna, I literally got that job based off my skill set of what I already knew how to do on social media. And I was able to present that to them in the interview, and I was able to showcase that just off knowledge of what I knew how to do and the skill sets that I had. I have no considered a corporate background in social media, guys. This has all been like either self-training or me taking a lot of webinars, online courses, trainings from Think Media on YouTube, like that. And it was crazy because I built a love for brand building and social media growth and all this other stuff. And then it was so crazy. I was so lax in that interview, and I didn't even think I had got it. To be honest, I really did not. I was just like, oh, we'll see. And then I got the call, and I was like, oh, shoot, okay. But I get to see it from a different perspective of just like, I have to put the content calendar together every week. I have to go through each of these departments and see who got events coming up and post their events and schedule out the content and the organization of scheduling it out and building brand materials when you're in the middle of a rebrand. What do you want the rebrand materials to look like? We have to schedule a shoot for some content material videos and stuff that is coming up that we have to do. And I'm just sitting here like, to be in the middle of all of this is truly different, because I'm learning and seeing things that I didn't even know goes into like bigger brands or even just the smaller brands on how much work is on the back end to do all of that. So I'm just sitting here taking it all in, and I'm trying to take it from where I'm learning it from and take it to my own platforms and to help everybody else in their platforms too. So that's what I've been doing, y'all. That's all I got.
You keep up with a lot of stuff. Like you said, I have to put the content schedule together every week. Like that's an influencer. That's a content creator. As a content creator, you get what I'm saying? Like that's the job of a content creator, is that you know what content is coming out, you record it, you edit it, you schedule it, you have a plan, you got a whole, to the ladies in membership, there's a whole back office. When you, even as a content creator and an influencer, you don't just post that stuff. They're not just posting that stuff coming off the top of their head. There is a whole back office that they have, that they know on this day, we're going to record this, we're going to edit on this day, we're going to post it on this day, we're going to schedule it on this day. Like they have a whole system, a back office that's running. So it's like Mocha said, she said, it looks like, what she say? It sounds like training for consistency, because as an influencer, look, I'm telling y'all, for those who are called to be influencers and content creators, you try to post off the top of your head every day. You're not gonna have anything to post. You won't have anything to post.
Yes, and that's the other thing too, like because they have an events calendar, all I'm really doing is pulling off the event calendar and literally organizing it to the T. Y'all, it's so much stuff I didn't learn that I want to share, because you already know I didn't kind of went MIA for membership for monetary purposes, because anybody in the membership kind of already know a lot of the backstory of my story for real. But for those that are not in the membership, like I got fired from a job I had I started that job last May, got fired for no reason, still don't even know why, last September. And God had me in a season of full-time entrepreneurship. But then also in that, it was a lot of tears, a lot of tears of not having no money, not having no money. And I remember crying in my kitchen like, Lord, I just need you to fix it. I said, God, I know what you gave me as far as skills. I know what I can do. I know what I can learn. I know I don't know everything, but I'm trying to learn the majority to build over here. And I said, well, Lord, whatever you see fit for me to do that, that's what I want to do. And then this opportunity got dropped in my radar from a friend of mine who used to work for the university too. And she's also trying to get a job back in the university, but she was just looking at jobs on their website. I was like, I saw this. And I said, this is you. And I was like, what? And she was like, I don't know, but God told me to send it to you. I said, okay. And then I applied. And then it's like, that's literally how that happened. So when I say so much random stuff that I've already learned, I didn't even realize was a thing. And I'm just like, I didn't even realize just even having content for people who are visually impaired. That's a new thing. I had to sit back and I'm like, what that is? I asked my director, I said, what's that? He was like, well, on the post, you have to go in and edit and put in alt text, because alt text for people to have a reader or something on their phone, it reads off the alt text from any post that you post. I said, huh. And then he was like, it's for the visually impaired, anybody that's visually impaired that can't read it, but their phone reads it to them. So you have to put the background alternative text on your postings so that a visually impaired person can know what's happening in the video. So, or in the post or in the graphic. I'm like, look, who knew? I said, who knew? And me up there trying to act like I do know, but I'm just sitting here like, who knew? Like, I was like, oh yeah, okay. Like, no, I did not know that, but I'm going to take this to my people and spread this information, because I don't think a lot of creators know that. Like, we really don't. Nobody said to use alt text because you may have people in your audience that are visually impaired. Nobody said. I was like, who knew that? So just things like that, and even the platforms they use to schedule out the content, I was like, who knew any of this? So that's what he's pushing me to do, to put more content in my subscription service on my Instagram. surrounding those things, like the background things that a lot of creators or business owners literally may not even have access to know that type of information, because the university obviously has the money to put behind them to know, to have access to a lot of marketing tools that a small business owner or a content creator just may not have. So I've been like literally keeping a a Rolodex of information to put out there. So that's it.
You got me
But
cracking
I
up.
really just wanted to hop in and say, hey.
Acting like, talk about something. I'm acting like I don't.
Listen, I'm gonna come off camera for a second. Y'all don't look at my plants because they look crazy.
You get ready.
But listen, the plants is platting, okay? But no, for real, I was really like, some stuff I had to act like I knew, but I had no idea. I'm sitting there like, oh, I did not know, but I'm going to Google it before you ask me anything else, because I don't want you to, like, he was like, my director came to me today. I was like, yeah, so we need to create a filter for Snapchat for the commencement service. I said,
Google, YouTube.
Yeah, they like, we need to create a filter for Snapchat for the students to use during the graduation ceremony. I said, well, how we do that? I'm looking at him like, well, how am I supposed to do that? So then I had to go to Google and Google on Snapchat and say, okay, how do I create a snap filter? Do you upload your own picture? Do you design it on the thing? It was just so, because I'm like, I've seen them when I've gone to events, but I've never made one. So I'm just like, well, how do I do that? So
told you, girl. I told you it was influencer, like, and it's not just that. And I know I heard you say like because what I heard is you said I'm working on my Instagram subscription, and what I heard is to get people to the subscription, it's around the content too. Like once you get to that place where it's like, I've been doing it, so let me practice what I've been doing, because it's the content that's getting people to the subscription. Without the content, like people see your content and they feel led to join the subscription where you're doing the teaching and helping them in that. So what I was hearing is even in that content part of things, when you start to do it, people start to see it, you start to show people how you can grow. You start to show people what you know, because that's the thing, like when you are called to like social media and everything, like I feel like you will be like an example of how you grow. And then people see how you grow. If you've seen God give you a reel and it take off like that. But people see how you grow, and then it's like, okay, if you can grow like that, teach me how you do it. Like show me how it's done. And then you'll have that knowledge of what you're learning right now, like not just doing it and just trying it out. Now you have the knowledge of it. Okay, this is how we do it. This is how we work. So yeah, that's a scripture.
Yeah, and then it's like we work off of a lot of, like, in the middle of a rebrand, they work a lot doing like a storyboard, kind of like how you would when you filming something or like a movie or something. Mm-hmm. I didn't even know that was a thing. So I was sitting here like, okay, so we were storyboarding some ideas for this shoot that we got coming up in like April or something, that we have to like get some footage of the campus and whatnot. So I'm just sitting here like, okay, like I'm just taking it in, like the storyboard process. And like one thing the assistant director was saying was that like when you are creating any type of like storyboards, content, videos, because he comes from an advertisement side from like working with Ford, and he was just like, you know, you have to, he talked about organizing your content, and that made me realize too that my content technically is all over the place. Yeah. So he was just saying like, if your content is not organized, it's going to confuse the heck out of your audience as to what are they here for. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, well, dang, my content low-key is super unorganized, because it looks like I'm a different person on every platform.
It's nothing wrong with that.
Not a different person, but it's just like a lot of videos are funny. Some are like hair care, skincare. Some is talking about this, some talking about that. And there's no cohesiveness. Like there's no storyline cohesiveness. So I was like, oh, okay. So he's talking about that. I'm thinking about something else. So I'm just sitting here like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, but I've only been 2.5 weeks in, and this has been a crazy situation, but I have learned already a lot of information of just stuff that I want to put out there. Because I didn't really think of, like I said, even the organizing way of storyboard, like that your page should low key be telling a story at all times as to what are people coming here to get or do.
Yep. Like, you know, like on Instagram, it tells you at the top. So it's like you put in the bio who you are, what you do, and then
What you do.
people follow because they see that. Like they see what you do at the top and they expect them to see that. And sometimes people may struggle with followers because they may see I help people build business and then you posting random stuff, like it don't line up. So yeah, that all of that lines up and that's a big part of it. That's when they follow. So I'm excited for you, girl. Like I know it's exactly where I've seen you, influencer, really out there, just doing what he called you to do. But I'm excited to see how much you learn and how much you grow.
Thank you. I'm trying to bring it back to the collective. So you'll probably catch me back in the membership next month. I had to, like I say, y'all, it was,
we know
life was life and crazy. Okay. When I say life was life and crazy and all types of things. So yeah, I had to just kind of step away, regroup, fast, and really figure out like, God, where are you trying to put me? And I just have to be straight up, like, where are you trying to put me? Because at this point, I'm truly confused.
And the fast, and that's what do it. Like when he tells or when you feel led to fast, that's why I said in the beginning, I said, some people may need to do a Daniel fast because that's when he starts to give you the knowledge, the wisdom, the insight, the next steps. So
yeah,
look, you got it. I'm excited to see you step into all of it. And whenever you look, I know we're doing it this month, and I don't know if he's going to change it because I know last month was the 30-day content. This month is 30-day consistency. I don't know if he's changing it, but right now it's the 30-day consistency challenge where people are growing in consistency. So we'll see. He's been switching it up. I'm just watching.
I'm hopping in that. And then he also told me to do another, because I did a Project 50 last spring. And he got me Project 50 in at some point this spring. I don't know when. I'm just like, oh Lord, here we go.
Yeah. So
the Project 50 challenge, if anybody has seen Johanna do it, that junk is a struggle.
I forgot I did Project 50. And that was the beginning of all this. Quite honestly.
That's what I'm saying. Like that was a struggle for me.
That was the consistency for me. Like I learned consistency in Project 50. So look, Jasmine, we gonna go to Whitney because I know Whitney put her hand up. So let me see. But Project 50, if y'all ever did Project 50, that was when God started to get me together on consistency, discipline, and accountability. I did that in the wintertime, and I think I did 2 rounds, but I finished it. Like it's something. You ever look up on TikTok or maybe even Instagram, Project 50 challenge? That's how I started.
You did 2 rounds of that.
I did 2 rounds of Project 50, and then I became super consistent and disciplined after that. I learned my lesson. But we're gonna go to Whitney. How's it going?
Hi, it's going good.
So what's your big thing? Your middle.
My middle is I want a full service interior design and real estate company. So yeah, that's my middle thing. And I've been working towards that. It's like I feel like it's been a full circle moment for me because God, it was so cool. I was like unsure about whether I really wanted to like become a realtor or not. And then when I was going over like the certain qualifications that you need to have, there's this it's a fingerprint clearance card plus a background check. And I read it takes like 8 to 10 weeks to get it. And I was like really upset because it's like, okay, I really wanted to like, you know what I mean? I wanted to like get through the schooling and then like immediately after like start selling houses and whatnot. And so I was like getting discouraged. And then I went through my wallet and I knew I had a fingerprint clearance card, but I didn't like know where it was. And I found it. And that made me so happy because like I'm originally from Indiana and I moved to Arizona. And at the time when I moved here, I was working another job and I had to get the clearance card. And I thought, this is so stupid. Why do I have to get this card? And literally a year and a half later, now that card actually has purpose, and it's like saving me time, because it would have taken me like 8 to 10 weeks to get that card, but I already have the card. So that was just like so reassuring. And yeah, I just love when God has like full circle moments like that. So yeah, I have the card, and then also, as Jasmine, she was talking about like content creation and all that. I'm pretty much doing the same thing right now. It's like a 30-day, like I created a month worth a month worth of content. So now I'm just putting it out on my Instagram, and then I'm just gonna see how it does, like how it works out, because I've done like a lot of things for brands and stuff like that. So I know how social media works. And then yeah, I'm like trying to get um my real estate license. So like that's like the biggest thing. And I think one thing for me is that like I need to set like at least like minimum 1 hour aside to like read and go over the materials. So that's one thing that I'm working on to like meet that goal.
Can I jump in real quick?
Content creation, month's worth of content, putting it on Instagram. Have you been doing it? Like you've been consistent with the schedule and your content and everything? Like that part is good to know.
Yes. Yeah, I've been consistent. I started on Monday. So yeah, I've been going at it. So yeah, I've been consistent. I thought, because sometimes like you said, like it's like the overwhelming thing, but like you said, the more that you do those things, like you post on the Insta stories, you do the posts, you do the reels, the more that you do it, you're gonna like overcome the uncomfortableness. So yeah, that's what I've been like thinking about. And it gives like people like, because normally I don't be posting. I do not be posting at all. I'm like a ghost.
Mhm.
But I feel like it helps you like your audience, because they get to know you more, and they get to see like what you're doing and like what you're up to.
Okay, I'm gonna say what I heard. I heard, so this is what I do when I write out my goals and my plans. I put it as, this is my goal, this is my plan. But then I say, what struggles may I face with this goal that I have? And then if this struggle or this issue pops up, what will I do if this happens? Let's say imposter syndrome pops up. That's an issue for some people, just an example. Imposter syndrome pops up. Now, if this pops up and it tries to stop me, or spiritual warfare pops up, tries to stop me, then what is the plan to navigate that, to make sure that you stay consistent and pushing is what, if you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, because like, yeah, once you get through it, and like you said, like the spiritual warfare will pop up, imposter syndrome pops up, and then it's like, okay, you have to have a plan in action to like combat that.
Yeah. So what's yours? I feel like to ask you.
Um, I feel like mine for me would probably be take it to God. That's the first thing, because I feel like when stuff like that happens, when the spiritual warfare starts to come up, I just start complaining, and that's not a good path. So I feel like immediately take it to God and like give it to him, tell him about it, don't complain about it. And then I feel like imposter syndrome for me, that's also like a big one. Um, I just need to remind myself, like, remind yourself about God's promises, and then look at your portfolio, like look at your track record. Like your track record already speaks for itself. So you don't need to get worried about, oh, can I do this, or am I qualified? No, you've already done it before. Now you're just putting those things into practice.
Got it. So you've been doing it. You've been consistent. You say you started on Monday. So now you know if spiritual warfare pops up, if something tries to come, you like immediately start, let me take this to God. And if anything happens, like that should be your first thought, because sometimes we know when spiritual warfare comes, then that's when the enemy is like, this person is getting consistent. This person is making traction. This person is moving in what God is calling them to do. Let me throw some spiritual warfare out there to get them to stop, to hinder them. So you automatically know when that happens, okay, let me take this to God, but let me keep moving. Well, let me take it to God. So I heard him tell me to ask you about the struggle, and then what to do when it comes. So just remember that part, like as you continue to move.
Okay.
As soon and like for me, because I write this down every single month. And as soon as it pops up, I'm like, but wait, I already wrote this and I know what I need to do. So let me just do that. This is for everybody. This is what I do. And it works for me. So as soon as that whatever wants to play games and pops up, let me go pray. Let me go eat. I didn't eat today. I'm tired and I don't want to do what I need to do because hold on, I didn't eat today. So let me eat. That's a big thing for me. Take care of my body. I'm tired. You're not tired, you're hungry. I don't know who I'm talking to. You don't need to be, you're hungry. You need to eat something. So I don't know what I'm talking to you, but
Yes. Did you see me? I got on here and I was eating pizza.
look,
I don't know if you saw me or not, but I was eating.
look, I mean, most of the time, this is for everybody. A lot of people, especially moms who are busy, moving, things like that. Like you think you're tired, but you just need to eat. And when you eat, you don't have energy to move and go. So look, just remember that part. Like if it pops up, and wait, I've seen you do photography before, right?
Yes, yeah, I do photography too. Yes.
I'm like, you do photography, and I love your
Yes.
photography. If I remember, like I be remembering y'all, okay? My brain knows everyone, and I don't forget people. But you do photography, and I've seen your photography, and it looks so good. I think I saw like a bright outside. I don't know. I see a lot of pictures that I've seen from you. So yeah, like the photography, you said the full service interior design. Yeah, I love it. I like it. I can see that. Now it's clicking for me now. Because at first I'm like, I heard it, but now I'm remembering you and what you do and everything. So look, consistency, keep going. If it tries to creep up, take it to God, get the strategy, get the plan, keep going. Because as I'm telling you, keep going, you're gonna see growth. Keep going, you're gonna see change. She said I need to stop eating. Oh, you go ahead, but you want to add to it? I just had to. I heard that struggle part that she probably needed to remember as she keeps going. But I don't know, Mocha. I see your hand.
Yeah. Okay, so Whitney, real estate agent. Hey, I was just like, I'm in California though, but I can tell you, they have these classes that you could take like over a weekend. And what they do, they kind of tell you ahead of time what's going to be on the test, because that test is going to be like repeated questions and they're just going to figure out a different way to ask you. And it's going to confuse you. And I was just like, but if you go to the like a weekend, it's like a boot camp. If you go to one of those, it's well worth the money, because they're going to tell you what not to fall for on that test, because they be trying to trick you on the test, and they're going to tell you what not to fall for, and then you'll pass it, no problem. And then in the meantime, because I know it takes like 6 weeks to even get the date for the test. In the meantime, be looking for your broker. I was just like, go to every broker you can and interview them until you find out your jam.
Thank you so much for that. Yes, yeah, that's kind of what I've noticed, because I'm just taking it online, and like throughout the like unit 1 or whatever, like halfway through they have a quiz, and I notice on the quiz it is the same question, it's just like worded like slightly different. So yeah, I'll just keep that in mind when I come to the exam.
Yeah, I was like, and in the meantime, just be looking for your broker, and I'll tell you, they're all going to try to sweet talk you. I was like, ask the hard questions, ask the really hard questions. You know, if things don't go, you know, whatever, do you get a mentor, or, you know, that's the kind of thing that you want to ask. Okay, good luck. It's just like, look, the Lord's got you. It's like, you don't need luck.
Thank you.
You've been doing nutrition. I forgot.
One of my old clients came back, and I'm selling his place now. I was like, okay. I was like, okay. So yeah, I still got the license. I'm still here.
I just forgot. You've been doing the nutrition. Like my brain has been trained to just see Mocha in nutrition. I forgot you did real estate. That's crazy. Well, I'm excited. I don't know if anybody else. We're at 9, so I know Lord told me 7 to 9. How many? Look, I never do my vision board because I'm usually chit-chatting too much anyway. But if you get your vision board, I'm gonna take a picture. Whatever you guys have, let me do gallery view. I'm gonna put up a blank board. We're gonna take a picture of everybody. Now I have it's not glued down, so I can't lift it up. So if whatever you have, just put it up. I'm just gonna take mine up with this. I'm gonna take two. I'm gonna take the picture and hold it. Anyway, I won't do it. Okay, whatever you have. Look, like this is my brain. So whatever you have, put it up. We're gonna take two pictures because it's gallery view. So let me know when y'all ready. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna say on count of three. So 1, 2, 3, smile. Wait. Okay. And then I'm gonna do the other screen. So I'm on the second screen now. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we got a couple minutes. If anybody want to explain your board, I see whoever finished the board or not even finished. Let us know what you have. We got a couple minutes if you want to talk. I saw Takara, I saw June, I saw Chase. Give us a little something. Show us what you have, and then we'll wrap it up with prayer from there.
Okay, so that's what I did, y'all. So I made a little bus, and I'm starting to put all the things that I gotta do on this little road right here. So I'm gonna just tape this, and as I do each goal, like I'm gonna move it down, and hopefully we're gonna get to the destination at the end of the summer. That's when the funding will be available to like actually launch and buy the bus. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's not hopefully when it happens.
Gotta start. We gotta speak it. Gotta say it will happen. I know it's gonna happen. I will be coming. But that's a cute idea. I love it. That's good. Let me see. Who else? Who else? Let us know. Go ahead, June.
Okay, actually, I have done this quite some time ago, but today I felt like you crystallize it. I need to write down more, like writing down the plan. So this me, being a teacher of the word, and I need to get back to being healthy and get back to my real estate work so that I can walk in the financial prosperity that the Lord has already spoken. And I actually have my dream kitchen here. So it's still not completed yet. So through the sharing, I believe I wanted to pop up just now to ask, because I felt now the Lord want me to focus more on my real estate job, because that is where the financial prosperity will come, so that I will have the resources to move forward. Yeah, so but I felt overwhelmed also daily that I need to study the word. So yeah, that's a bit of my challenge because of time, because real estate work is very demanding, it's very time consuming. So yeah, so that's all I want to share.
Our professions, our careers to fund the ministry. He did that with me. He does it with a lot of people. So for me, the way I was able to build was because I had the money and the funds from my job. And I feel he told me to say this. Some people may have homes. She said the kitchen. Some people may have a home on your vision board. I want to break this down because I had a home on my vision board maybe I bought my house in 2019, maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I just want to give people an example of what this looks like if you have a home or something on like a purchase like that. I've had a car and a home on my vision board. I may put it on there, and that's the vision of where I see I'm going. But then what are the steps that you have to take if your home or an apartment or your own space is the goal? Okay, that means I probably need to work on my credit. I probably need to learn more about home ownership. I need to learn about buying a new home. I need to learn about that. Like that's the right division is a home that the Lord spoke. I know the Lord speaks new homes to a lot of people. So if the Lord spoke a home to you, that's the vision, is you and your family in a home. Make it plain. When I was learning, I'm the first person in my home, in my family, to buy a house, like first generation, bachelor's degree, master's degree, buying a home, like you name it. I didn't have anyone to help. So then you want to start to learn financial literacy, financial wealth, home buying, all these things. Start to learn that. Just feel like there's some people. Let me know. Anybody guys spoke a home to people here? Anyone here? Like your own home or like an apartment or something? Okay. So you want to start to do those tasks. Okay, start to learn. There's a book that I read. I'm gonna go get it. because it really helped me a lot. It was a couple of years ago. Yes, my own townhouse. Okay. Write the vision, make it plain. Make it plain for a home is that you look it up, you study, you learn. God's gonna do his part, but this is where what I mean by faith without works. There's some work that we have to do on that part too. It's looking up the home buying process, it's working on your credit, it's starting to save money because things pop up in the home. My furnace went out a year and a half ago, almost $3,000. So it's like saving money, how to save, how to have financial literacy. Like that's the stuff that you want to learn in the make it plain part. Make it plain. That's it for home. I just really feel this right now for a lot of people. It's starting to ask the Lord, where do you need me to go? What do you need me to learn? And you want to know something? The Lord had me do it was called NACA. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but he had me do NACA to learn the process of the home buying process. So I learned everything, but then he had me switch it and he had me go get an FHA loan, but I had already learned everything in that NACA program because then I was ready to buy a home. So I just felt when she mentioned and she showed that kitchen, I heard him say like that a lot of people may have homes that you're waiting for, attended a workshop, but it's also in saving. And I remember you guys, I was doing the work and I said it out of my mouth. I said, Lord, I just need $10,000 to buy a home. I remember saying it. And then I had a check from school for $10,000. It like come for like 2 weeks later, but I had been doing the work. I know we've been talking about in ministry and business a little bit, but sometimes when you start to do the work, that's when God starts to pop up and he's like, all right, I see you doing the work. And I just said it out my mouth, like, Lord, if I had $10,000, I could buy my home. And it came. Like he supernaturally moved and I had $10,000 come from school. Like, and I put that in the house. So I really feel that for those who mentioned home, NACA is a great program. Yep. So NACA is what I use. If you guys want to check out, I believe it's NACA.com or maybe NACA.org. Just search NACA, NACA. I didn't go through with them just because the process was so slow. But if you want to learn what it takes to buy a house, they're going to get you ready. And when it's time for you to get the house, you will be well prepared. So for you, June, if that's what he has you focusing on work, your dream, like that's a dream, like thinking about what do I need to do to get to this place? What do I need to do to get this dream kitchen? What is it am I building this home from the ground up? And is this already in a space? Will I need to move? You know what I'm saying? Like little things like that. But when I say make it plain, that's the in-between part that we have to do that part. God gives us the vision and then we write it, but that make it plain is on us. And that running with it is on us. So then even when it comes to, you mentioned being a teacher, breaking down, forgetting about the fact, how many people that you have been around really have degrees or anything? Like many of us who God is using right now, we don't have it. We don't have degrees. We don't have a master's degree in divinity. We don't. And God uses us in a great way. He uses us in great ways. So for you, scratch it, move it from your mind. I even hear, like, I understand you very well. I even hear, like, for you, it's like when you go on, like, will people understand or hear me and know? Like, I'm feeling that right now. As you can see, I heard everything that you said. People will know, like, you speak very clear. Don't let that get in the way either. Like, I heard you speak every single thing. I feel like that's something that pops up too. Don't let it limit you. You got this. You can do it. You're powerful. And now, wait a minute. I remember you did confidence challenge. Didn't the enemy come and attack you?
Yes.
I prayed for you, right?
Yes. I'm much better now. I'm just working with you really broke me off from that oppression because it was so heavy. I couldn't get myself out by myself. That was really a breakthrough for me. So I'm still working at it. I'm still rebuking and like standing my ground. To know who I am.
We were in a VIP, right?
Yes, we were.
I remember now. I'm like, wait, I remember praying for you when something broke off. Like it broke off.
And I will crawl out of the cave, remember? I'll come out of my cave.
Yes. I remember now, June. Yeah, I remember that was powerful. I remember it. And that breaking happened. That was good. I remember that day. I told you, I remember everybody. Okay. I remember everyone. I don't forget people.
Thank you so much.
I meet people all over. I remember people. So just know, June, I remember, keep moving, keep going. Don't let him limit you. Look at yourself and say, no, I don't need the degree. I don't need all these, everything. God called me, he chose me, I'm qualified. So I'm excited to see what's to come.
Thank you.
Who else? We'll do one more. Anybody else? One more person? Feel Angie. I don't know. That's what I feel. You do anything or no?
You talking about me?
Mm-hmm.
Now repeat that statement.
We're just talking about what we finished. I just felt you.
It is very clear. My four corners. And my four corners are my family, my money, my friends, and my business. And in those four corners, I know what I'm supposed to do in each corner actually, because last week you had us organize our schedule. And those were the four things that were on my schedule.
Family, money, friends, business.
So yeah, it's super, super, super clear what I have to do. Is something he prophesied to me last year in March, and I didn't do it. And it was simple, but it was hard because I had to face the issue. And it's a very big issue that I keep pushing to the side. And that was like, yeah, I'm supposed to do it. And I'm like, okay, I'll be able to kind of get past everything, Lord. Just, give me some grace. And no, I don't got an option right now.
Yeah, and I like to tell people that when we talk about the puzzle pieces, sometimes other things that we're waiting for flows out of those pieces that we're holding on to. Like when we connect those pieces, then he gives us more. So there may be some things that he's trying to get to you, but you have these pieces in your hand and he can't move and give you the next step until you put those pieces on the board, until you move in those areas in that place that you've been holding on to. That's it right there. There's some pieces that are next in line in the puzzle that has to be in place. Until we put those pieces in, he can't give us the next part. And I really feel like if we think about it that way, when God speaks a thing, we know God is speaking and saying this is something we have to do. It's like we holding on to those pieces and not allowing him to give us the next part. So look, whatever it is, you got it, you're doing it with him. And you said back in last March. So just imagine how much he will give you once you release it, once you let go of these pieces, do it. So when you gonna do it? I feel let's ask you, when are you gonna do it? Put a date on it.
Ooh,
I'm gonna push you today. Put a date on it.
It'll be done. It'll be done Monday.
Okay, Monday it is.
Yeah, I have it done Monday.
All right. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna drop the link again if you guys want to check out the membership program. Wait, that's the picture. I'll put the picture up there later. We start on Monday. I'm excited. And where did I put the link? Everybody who's in the membership program, get ready because we're doing consistency, and this month focus is on being consistent. I will always say it takes 21 days to build a habit. So we're working on building those habits. I'm gonna tell y'all an example, like the Lord he had me do the content for 21 days. Okay, Cassandra, I saw a few people join. I'm gonna look at it. So welcome, Cassandra. Look, whatever you need to be consistent in. And what he told me, like, after I started doing content consistently for 30 days, I don't even think about it anymore. It is such a habit. Like, I know I wake up and I'm like, all right, I need to put this content out. It's a habit now. So just know it truly becomes a habit after you do it. I'm working on mine. You Matter is my big thing in ministry. Look, Luana, it's a lot of legs on You Matter. It's a lot of branches on it. You got the business side of it. People are already invested in it. Put that real big in the middle and just work the little pieces that he gives you, the lives, the videos, the showing. I feel like if you show up consistently, your thing gonna grow. People just need to see you. They just need to see you. So when people see you, when people see you and they see your shirts, they gonna see you and then you can promote the shirts. Because now you have a movement. Maybe we're gonna talk about this in the membership program. I'll say movement. Next week, we actually talking about building community. So that's the topic, is on how to build community. But It's a movement that many people God is calling many people to build. I'm gonna write that down. Well, I'm gonna include that in the community part next week because that's part of it. All right, let's pray. So Father God, we come to you today, Lord. We just thank you for connecting everyone. We thank you for allowing everyone to come together today. I pray over every single person's vision. If they were not able to write it down, if they didn't finish, I pray that you show them the time that they need to get it done, that you show them when they need to sit down, because sometimes people leave these vision board parties and they don't finish it. They don't finish it, they don't complete it, but they remember that step one is writing the vision. Step one is getting it done. And I pray that you begin to rearrange their calendar and their schedule so that they can finish writing the vision after this. I pray over the vision right now that everyone has, that you begin to show them where they are in the process, that they don't get discouraged because they understand that it's a process, that they begin to say, hold on, I saw the vision, but let me work on the pieces that God has given me. Let me keep going. Let me never give up, because at the end of the day, no matter how much warfare comes my way, no matter how much the enemy tries to stop me, no matter how much he tries to keep you from getting to that place of that vision, this is all the enemy is doing. He knows that you know the vision. He knows that you've seen the end goal, and he's like basically like defense or whatever it is, trying to stop you from getting there. You got to understand that he understands that you've seen the vision and you know where you're headed. And he's literally trying to intervene and get in the mix to keep you from getting to the big vision. Because when you get there, think about the breakthrough, think about the next level, think about how inspirational, how motivational, how much healing and breakthrough happens to people, how many souls are saved when you get to the big vision. And that's what we got to understand when the warfare comes, is that the enemy knows that if you make it there, that it's damage to his camp. And whatever way that God is going to use you, whatever way he uses you, you're still going to be a light. And people are going to see that you are different. And they're going to want to know, why are you different? No matter what you call to, even in whatever, you still will be different and people will see it. So I pray right now that people begin to understand that the enemy is coming for God's glory, because when you make it to that place, you begin to give God glory, and he doesn't want that. So I pray over every single person's vision, Lord. I pray speed. I pray endurance. I pray in tenacity. I pray consistency. I pray discipline over every single person who is here or who will watch the replay, that starting tomorrow, they wake up, they don't even know how they got it in them. They wake up tomorrow, they don't even know why they have so much motivation to do what you call them to do. And I just decree and declare breakthrough over every single person. I literally see like a coconut opening up. And I pray right now that people are being opened up and unlocked to be able to step into this next place, in this next season, this new season that you are taking people into. Yeah, new season. The people are being unlocked to be able to step into this new season that you are leading them into. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. So being unlocked, stepping into it. Is that a coconut? Girl, I'm like, I see a coconut. Look, you being unlocked. I don't know why I see this coconut right here. She got a coconut sitting by her, y'all. She got a coconut right there. I said, oh no, I see a coconut. It literally was like opened up and locked to step into a new season, Takara. I'm gonna send that your way, because I don't know why that popped up. A new season. Look, the bus is him. Go do it. Get ready. I don't know, girl. Why is that coconut right there? Why is it right next to you?
Okay, first of all, I moved in the kitchen so I could do the dishes. So as you praying, I looked up like, hold on, it's the coconut right here. I brought this coconut though, so I can make some real coconut water, like mixed with alkaline water, and make some coconut water for the electrolyte.
This your first time getting it?
I haven't got one of these. I think the last time I had one of these was during 2020 when I brought the last time I brought a real coconut.
Girl, I'm sitting here. I'm like, I'm gonna just say it because I don't know why I'm seeing it. You know,
my eyes popped open so fast. Like, what?
Look, what did I say? I don't even know what I was praying. A new season.
It's a new season.
Oh no, being unlocked for a new season. Look, I receive it, girl. I don't know.
I receive it.
So y'all, yeah, if you want to hang out with us, like I said, this is basically what we do. The membership is really just talking. We have teachers lounge. We have something going on every single week. Every Wednesday, there's something happening where we come together. We have like lessons of the month, teachings, case studies. I do a lot of social media, growth on social media as well. So click the link. I'll send it out in the email if anybody else wants to check it out. But I feel good. I'm actually gonna stay up a little bit and finish mine up because I'm not about to go another year without a board. Okay, I know what that feels like. All right, you guys. So I do feel led to put the replay up. I'll probably put it on YouTube if you want to check it out. If you had missed the beginning or something like that. I breathe now. All right, you guys. So tomorrow will be on Clubhouse. So if you want to catch us over there, you can click the link on my Facebook or get to the link tree somewhere because we have Clubhouse every Monday and Friday. So we'll be on Clubhouse tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And have a great night. I'll see you guys around.
Thank you.
No problem. See
Good
you.
night.
Good night.